Welcome to the thrilling world of the flying runner, brought to you by the Marathon Mates.
Hey there, it's Tony here from The Flying Runner, and welcome to Out and Back, your turnaround point for your weekly running journey. Now, we often talk about the preparation that we do before races and long runs, and hydration is one of those topics that we cover quite a lot, mainly due to the summer heat that we face up here in Queensland. And whenever we're training for an early year marathon, it means we're training in the summer heat. Now, there's a lot of great advice available online. I know that Tim always provides great advice on hydration and some of the dangers around hydration and what to look for, especially when you're running. But it's still something that a lot of runners get wrong. And it's often one of the most asked questions that we face from people that listen in and tune into our podcasts, and also people that we meet out and about in the running community. So here's a couple of little tips that I follow in respect of hydration pre, during, and after the race. So pre-hydration. So before a race, I start the hydration plan well and truly early. I usually start my hydration the day before, and just making sure that I'm probably drinking maybe an extra 600 ml of water or hydration fluid on the day before a race. Now, 2 to 3 hours before a race, it's always advised that you drink maybe another 600 ml of water or a hydration or electrolytes drink 2 to 3 hours before you race or you run. And then you top that up maybe 15 to 30 minutes prior with another 200 to 300. Now, it doesn't mean that you're necessarily guzzling those quantities, but it just means that you're maybe often sipping that water or electrolyte drink during a time period, but just making sure that you're getting that hydration in prior to the race. Now, one of the big challenges that we face with pre-hydration, of course, is an early start of a race and or lineups or the state of porta potties. And at the end of the day, while they do present challenges to us, the reality is that underhydrating presents an even greater challenge. So I'm sure that you are more than comfortable and capable of dealing with some of those challenges around early starts and porta potties. Now, during the run, and this is especially true for runs that are greater than 45 minutes, it's essential to drink fluids during your run or your workout. And a good rule of thumb is about 200 ml of water every 20 to 30 minutes is probably a really good rule of thumb. And if you're running in hot and humid conditions, you might need to increase this. Or if you're a bigger person, you may need to increase that. Now, you'll see a lot of runners out there with handheld water bottles or hydration belts or hydration packs, and that enables them to have greater access to fluids for when they need it. But it's really important that we are hydrating during our runs, especially our longer runs that are longer than 45 minutes. Now, after the run, it is important that we replenish our fluids. Many people will actually weigh themselves to see how much fluid that they have lost before and after the race. But once again, a good rule of thumb, and once again, you are sipping as opposed to guzzling, is trying to get at least 600 ml of water or electrolyte drink back into your body as soon as you can after finishing the race. Now, if you do want to try and replace your lost fluids, of course, that makes a great deal of sense. And once again, you're not guzzling; you are just staging that over the course of the day after a race to make sure that you are regenerating and rehydrating your body. So, and especially water's great, but electrolyte drinks, salt tablets, those sorts of things can help restore sodium, potassium, and any of the electrolytes that you lose during sweating in a long run. So that's it. Thanks for tuning in. So hopefully those tips have helped you work through that whole concept of making sure you stay hydrated before, during, and after your run or your race. Now, if you have found these tips valuable, please like and subscribe wherever you are listening to this podcast. Leave a review, as it does help other people find the podcast. Watch out for our next full episode, which is coming out on Friday of this week, where we will be sharing some of the functions that you may not be aware of on your Garmin watch. Until then, I hope to see you out there. Happy running.